So how to renew your British passport online? So to renew your British passport, you're going to need to head over to the government website and you want to go to this web page here, which says renew or replace your adult passport. But I'll also leave a link below in the description. Now, before we begin, you are going to need a few supporting documents. So before you renew, you're going to need your old passport and any valid passports you have from a different country. So renewing your passport online, just as a note, it's going to cost you £94.50 and you'll also need a digital photo, obviously the credit or debit card you're going to pay with, and your current old passport. But if you're ready to apply for a new passport, you just want to click through to renew online. Then once you've done that, it'll bring you through to this page here. So just as an important note, if you're doing this for someone else, so either another adult or another child, you need to answer these questions with their details rather than your own. So first up, you'll be asked, do you currently live in the UK? So for example here, we're going to say yes. Click through to continue. And then you're just going to need to enter your date of birth. Or of course, the date of birth of the person who you're getting the passport for. Then for the next question, you'll be asked, have you had a UK passport before? So for example, as we're renewing, we're going to say yes. Then for the next step, you'll be asked, do you need your passport urgently? So this can be a useful service, especially if you do need to travel ASAP, as usually a standard is it takes 3 weeks to get a new passport. So if you are going to need it quicker than that, you can pay extra to get it quicker. So you can get a 1 week fast track, or if you're really urgent, a 1 day fast track. But obviously, of course, this will cost you extra. So for the example of this video, I'm going to say, no, I'll use the standard service. But again, if you need the urgent, go for the urgent. Then once you've done that, you'll be brought through to this page here. So how to apply. Number one, you're going to need to get a digital passport photo. So the easiest way to get one of these is you're going to want to go to a photo booth or a photo shop, as they'll provide the best quality for passport photos. Now, I can't speak for every single shop in the UK, but I do know that sometimes Asda or Tesco sometimes have a photo booth in them that usually offer this kind of service where you can get a passport photo from there. Now, if you can't access a photo booth, you can take a digital photo at home. The only reason I'd recommend taking a photo at a professional photo shop or photo booth is it just provides a higher quality and you're more likely going to get accepted. But anyway, once you've visited the photo booth and got your photo, you can go ahead and press continue. And if you've got a photo at a photo booth, you should have a code that you can enter. So once you've got the code, you can go ahead and enter it. And then once you've entered the code, click through to continue. And then it will bring you through to this page here, which should display your new passport photo. So before continuing any further, just check over the photo and make sure that everything listed applies to this photo. Again, I know it might be annoying checking over everything twice and 3 times over, but it's far better for you to be accepted first time round as opposed to reapplying later on. But once you've checked over your photo, you can scroll all the way to the bottom, and when it says, do you want to submit this photo? You can say, yes, I want to submit it. Then for the next page, you'll be brought through to this page here, which will just ask you if your passport has been lost or stolen. So for the example of this video, I'm going to say no, but if that's a yes, obviously tick yes. Then after that, you'll be asked when your passport was issued. So just have a look at your old passport and look at the issue date. Then after that, you'll be asked, is your passport damaged? So if one of the reasons you're renewing your passport is because it's damaged, you'll just obviously want to go ahead and say yes. But if it's a no, tick no. Then for the next step, you'll be asked, do you have any passports from other countries? So in this example, I'm going to say no, but if you do, say yes. And then once you've done that, you'll be brought through to this page here, which says apply for a UK passport. So based on all your answers, you're applying for an adult renewal. And the standard cost for this is £94.50, which includes delivery. So to complete the application from here, you'll need to fill in your application details, pay for your new passport, and send your old passport back. Then once you've clicked through to continue, you'll need to enter your old passport details. So that includes the passport number, and the expiry date. And then once you've done that, it'll bring you through to this page here, which will just ask you for your new passport details. So you just want to enter your full name, which also includes middle names. And if your name has changed since your last passport, you can go ahead and declare that at the bottom here. And then if you have gone by any other names at any other point, you'll also need to declare that on the next page as well here. And then on the next step, just confirm your gender. And then on the next page, you'll need to confirm if you were born in the UK. And if the answer is yes, you'll just need to confirm which town you were born in. And then on the next slide, you just want to enter your postcode. And then once you've entered the postcode, just enter your address. Then on the next slide, you'll be asked to enter your email address along with your phone number. So this is just standard contact details, just in case if there's an issue with your application. And then once you've done that, just confirm where you want to be updated. So that could either be over email or text message. And then once you've got through to that slide, you'll then just need to confirm how big you want your new passport. So as I said before, a standard new passport is £94.50. But if you are a frequent traveller, you can opt for a 54-page passport, which will cost you £107.50. And then on the next slide, if you do require one, you can also opt for a Braille sticker. And then on the next slide here, it is important to note you need to sign your new passport. So all passport holders age 12 or older must sign the new passport when they receive it. So if you understand that, you can go ahead and say, I understand, and will sign my passport. And then once you've sorted that, on the next slide, you'll need to confirm who the passport is for. So if it's for yourself, you can just say me, or if you've been filling this out on behalf of someone else, this is where you need to declare it. Then once you've done that, we're almost done here. So you'll just want to check over the application, make sure all the details are correct. And if you're happy with everything, you can go ahead and press continue. And then just to confirm what you need to send. So for the application to be successful, you're going to need to send your old passport. So if you understand that, you can go ahead and press continue. And then it will bring you through to this page here, which will just ask you to confirm the delivery. So your new passport will be sent to you by Royal Mail track delivery, free of charge. Your old passport won't be the same envelope as your new passport, so you need to choose how it's delivered. So you can either go Royal Mail track delivery, which is £5 extra, or you can do second class post, which is free of charge. And then lastly, you'll then be able to pay for your new passport. So I'll bring you through to this page here, which will again confirm the price at £94.50. And if you're happy to pay for it, you can go ahead and press continue. And then just accept the declaration. As by continuing, you confirm the information you've given is correct, you agree to the terms and conditions, and that HM Passport Office will record, store and use and share your data in accordance with their privacy policy. And you must also accept if you give any untrue or misleading information to get a passport, you could be prosecuted. But the declaration aside, if you agree to it, click agree and then continue. And then as I said, we're nearly done. You just need to enter your payment details and get that all confirmed. And then once you've paid for your new passport, you should get a confirmation message over text or email if you've agreed to it, just confirming that you've applied for a new passport, giving you your application number so you can track it online, and then reminding you you'll need to send your old passport in before moving on with your application. So I'll also leave a link below to this webpage here, which is where you'll be able to track your application progress from now on. But as I said, just remember you're going to need to send your old passport to the HM Passport Office first before your application can be properly processed. So all the information should be sent over text anyway, as long as you opted into it. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking or subscribing, as it does help the video out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them below. And thanks again for watching.